Welcome back, friends, to another exciting day of Let's Play E.Y.E. Last we left off, we had just finished our conversation with Riemann, and he was telling us to go to the library, or the archivist, and catch up on the history that we have forgotten. Oriano's here will talk to us about the metastremonic force. He says, haha, as usual, the more I kill, the happier I am. You wouldn't believe the stuff I've seen. Did you know that some of the creatures of the Force have begun to take the forms of psychotic deliriums or even fantasies? The metastremonic force is really something, both fascinating and strange. Well, it's a cosmic emanation coming from some source we cannot ascertain. Nature, the universe, who knows? These creatures take the shapes of our fears, our vices, our fantasies. Better to destroy us. And we tell him we saw one of the creatures in the cave, and he says, ah yes, the Manduko, which is the name of that lobster Zoidberg looking thing. The reflection of our hidden self, which also serves as the incarnation of cannibalism. It could also be some perverted mutation of mankind. According to some sources, this is what first became of the miners exposed to the Force. Who knows for certain? We can tell him that we'll let him know if we see any other metastremonic forces, but I've talked to him later in the game. He doesn't seem to say much else. I wish you really could talk to him about each and every metastremonic force and get the history of them all, but oh well. Yeah, so here's Color, the archivist, or Kilufer. We can ask him about the history, but he's kind of a jerk and just tells you, go read. Now, I know you guys are dreading what's coming next, and I'm sorry, it's good for you. We are going to read the history briefly, just to, probably because 90% of the people who play the game did not even read any of it, and also just because it really fleshes out the story that you need to know. We're not going to read it word for word. I'm going to try and paraphrase it as quickly as possible here. So, there's this guy, Shinji Osajima. He kind of hates the world. He remembers his childhood in the mountains where everything was okay, but people nowadays are selfish, only interested in conquering things. Let's see, social movements, parapsychic core. It's only spiritual movements. He's watching TV and mentioning the people on TV are mentioning false pretenses inspired by old religions and old spiritual movements, but lacking their essence. It's just pretty much a story about how Shinji Osajima hates life. Now we come over here, we can read another history about Shinji, the Predator, and the Wolf. Now, I don't know who the Predator is. I'm pretty sure Shinji is the Predator. And, this is basically a story of how Shinji, as graphic as it is, every week hunts down a woman, molests her, murders her, and buries her in a forest. Now, what we're really interested in is not so much Shinji's actions towards the woman, but the fact that this goes on for 12 years, meaning there are 12 times 52 corpses in this forest. I don't know how and nobody caught him. I mean, Shinji must have been like an awesome ninja or something, but so basically there's this forest just littered with corpses that are buried in it. And then he goes on to, well, just to continue the cycle that he's done for the last 12 years, when suddenly he sees a white wolf on a small hill which looks at him fixedly. The wolf, without opening his jaws, communicating as a spirit to spirit, asks Shinji, "What are you doing?" Frightened, Shinji tries to dissimulate his sinister deed, but then realizing the abnormality of a speaking wolf, he stops to answer the animal with a, "What in the..." We never get to find out what happened to Shinji, but the archives guess that Shinji is dead. The wolf surely killed him, and yet he feels a pain in his throat. Moreover, he doesn't feel peaceful nor free, but distressed. He feels as if his body is imprisoned inside. His conscience sinks gradually into a dark rage, a pure madness even for him. A mysterious force seizes him. I'm wondering if actually this isn't the origins of the metastremonic force. If Shinji wasn't the first of the metastremonic force, and the white wolf was the spirit that caused him to transform into it. Yeah, they say that the forest is quarantined. Soldiers assigned to the zone are said to have seen and heard several strange things prowling around, and their numbers seem to increase gradually and steadily increase. Yeah, they repeat themselves because the translation bothers me. Then on one rainy morning, there was an intense light, and then an explosion which destroyed everything over a surface of 1,000 square kilometers. Only the forest was saved. So literally everything around the forest explodes, but the forest is perfectly fine. The Federation pretended it was a terrorist attack, blah 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 blah. They joined together and developed the idea that these creatures were beings superior to humans, and said that so the fanatics said that the creatures were like a harbinger of death, retributioners. At the same time, old secret society. Okay, then they're basically just saying that in order to combat the creatures, the government calls upon a secret society that will eventually become E.Y.E. The society, I believe, was the Secretorium. However, it was not yet E.Y.E. because they didn't have psychic parapsychic corpse yet. New Eden, New Hell. They go colonize some planets. New Eden is built, but New Eden basically becomes... Hold on, let me just read. I don't remember if... Only one remained. Okay, I don't really remember what that means, but basically the Federation goes on as if nothing happened. They build more cities, and society becomes just as corrupt as it always has. Yeah, they have the E.Y.E. organization. They decide to shut down E.Y.E. because it's no longer needed. New Eden basically becomes a giant planet, or it might not be an entire planet. I think it is just a city, but it basically becomes the modern-day New York City. Yes. Okay, so the dead start coming back to life to attack the living. E.Y.E. is reborn, even though it was disbanded, because obviously they need to come back and fight the Metastromonic forces. The population is devastated, mysterious stuff. The lore... Okay, rapidly. There's nothing interesting there. Oh, we forgot to read those down there. Oh well. I really am going to paraphrase the rest of this. Basically, they encounter an alien race, a three-eyed alien race, that teaches them how to use psychic abilities. At first, the humans are idiots and fight the alien race, the three-eyed alien race, but then the Metastromonic force appears again, after having disappeared for many years, and so the aliens and the humans decide to team up. The aliens teach the humans how to use psychic abilities. E.Y.E. now trains parapsychic warriors, and it's just a bunch of stuff about basically the Metastromonic force disappears and comes back and wipes out the population, and then they fight them, and that's pretty much it. Good, I have a mission for you in New Eden, in the New Eden Megalopolis. Yes, that's that corrupt city we were reading about. A mole in our organization has stolen the cyber brain of an important member of the Secreta. He is about to sell it to the Federation. We have learned that he plans to exchange the cyber brain with the special forces on the field. When you arrive in New Eden, our agents will have the meeting point location for you. The special forces are basically, I mean, they're not basically, they are the Federation. They're just stronger Federation units. So we'll tell him, I guess we'll have to take the cyber brain and eliminate the traitor and the special forces. Ah, of course, but your mission won't end there, because your mentor could really be interested in what the cyber brain contains. Why would he be interested in what the cyber brain contains? That's classified! So Rimana's not going to tell us. I want you to keep an eye on him and report any suspicious behavior from him. If we can find a way to bring about his downfall and the end of his influence, it would be perfect. I have some issues with betraying my master, we'll tell him that. I find it odd that it hasn't been an issue for you these past months. You have no choice, you must obey. Go to New Eden now. So Rumana wants us to put our master away, and a cyber brain stolen by the stolen from a Secretaria member has fallen into the hands of a mole who wants to sell it to the Federation. In the future, everyone kind of has cyber brains. I mean, they basically don't deteriorate, and they allow you to hack things with your mind and connect to internet terminals and stuff, so... Here we are in New Eden. Hardly a stealthy entrance, brother. Let's not waste any time with pleasantries. We'd better not loiter with without shelter in this sector very much longer. You could blow my cover in this vicinity. I don't have time to listen to your whining. Indeed. Listen, I have been in this area for 3 months. I'm so close to my goal, and you could spoil it all. Frankly, I would have preferred landing somewhere else, or if you want to avoid that, you'd better hurry up and tell me what you've learned. So we'll tell them that. The feds have New Eden on lockdown. Your mentor managed to get through and is waiting for you there. As HQ probably explained to you, the only way to join him is to infiltrate through this industrial zone. What is this place exactly? And I suppose that's where you come in. Explain to me how we're going to... Let's ask him what this place is. It's an industrial zone that has been entirely automated decades ago by the corporation that controls it. A group of looters and smugglers have been squatting in the sector recently. You'll have to take an elevator that's somewhere around here in order to reach New Eden. The problem is that you'll be easily spotted by the security system if you activate it. I think he means if you activate the elevator, not the security system. Well, we could say every system has its flaws, implying that we could go hack it, or I'm really eager to know how to get around that system, or is the system under federal control? Let's ask him if it's under federal control. No, it's the Corporate Area Management Security System. It was first conceived to avoid intrusions into the lower city. You'll have to deactivate a terminal to cut the security system, but beware as it's well guarded. There's also a relay scrabble you can hack or destroy. I'm transferring you the coordinates. During my infiltration, I also heard word that the cable system was underground, or that there's another control terminal less defended somewhere in that area. We could ask him if their info is reliable, or... Let's ask him for the positions. I can't indicate their positions, you'll have to find them by yourself. Are there federal presence in the area? No trace of them. However, I stumbled upon crooked federal cops once or twice. They come to do business with that vermin being the looters. There could be federals with the Scrabble. And what about hostiles? Several groups of looters and bandits hold the area. They organize their patrols and watch the main buildings. I'd take a Bosco rifle to stay hidden with its silencer if I were you. Alright, well, we're out of here. Hang on, I located one of the looters' chieftains' hideouts a few days ago, and he's on our list of people to kill. Well, we'll tell him we won't pass up an opportunity like that. And so the mission begins. This is a very interesting mission. Surprisingly, it's one of my favorite. Probably the bad thing about it is, despite, in my opinion, its interesting environments, it's actually a very short mission. It's a normal-sized map, which is... Oh, well, that's just great. Didn't mean to jump down there, but anyway. It's a normal-sized map, which means it's fairly large. The thing is, though, the first time I played this map, it took me like an hour to beat. Probably more, because, you know, I didn't know what I was doing. It was my first time playing the game. The thing is, though, that guy just gave us, like, 4 things to do. But they all accomplished the same task, which is eliminating the security on the elevator. Literally, our goal... Yeah, thank you, Rimana. I know we've been spotted. Actually, that might be Cassius. Yeah, it was probably Cassius. Anyway. So... basically, our only goal is just to get up this elevator. Yet we have, like, 4 things we can do. We can go deactivate the security terminal over there. We could deactivate the relay scrabble over there. We could go down into the hidden terminal and hack it, or we could deactivate the cables, which actually I think the hidden terminal and the cables is just the same thing, so there might actually just be 3 different ways to proceed in this level. Really what makes this level fun is just doing all the extra stuff. Something actually I need to check. I've been playing recently on the harder Not very hard, but a harder setting. Oh yeah, this actually is on hardcore mode. I suppose we'll keep it on hardcore mode. I guess there's no need to change it. We haven't had very much trouble to begin with. Anyway, we could go assassinate this guy over here. There's a couple of different ways into this building. Personally, this is my favorite. And he's not guarded by anybody. Now, we could just assassinate him. We could talk to him. Ha! Second bastard on my lands. Wow, what an honor. Basically, I'm not going to go into great details of what he says, because it's not important, but we could either strike up a deal with him to get 5,000 Brozovs, or we could just assassinate him. Frankly, I'm kind of a greedy person, and, yeah... We'll just, let's see... Yeah, he offers you 5,000 Brozovs, so we'll take the money. That probably lowers our karma. I'm sure. Karma seems to be influenced by the actions you take as a player. We're still in Equilibrium Fist here. What should we do? Should we be a Puppet Master? A Thaumaturge? Maybe a Shadow Strider? Shadow Strider would be kind of cool. Actually, Agility is my favorite stat. I don't really think I want to go with Accuracy this playthrough. Accuracy just makes you do more damage, basically. You can go with Endurance. Be a tank. Psi-Force is fun. We could go with Strength. Although Strength is for people who want to use melee, and sadly, friends, I'm actually quite inept at melee combat. Let's boost our Agility for now. We need to start doing researches. Now, researches are I think it's a great concept to put in a game like this. They're basically status boosts you get, and you can research things depending on how many objects you found over here. You can apply anywhere between 1 and 100 scientists to assist you in your research field. The more scientists you pay, the cost greatly increases, but then the time it takes to do the research is lowered. 1 day in game time, I believe, is 4 minutes in real life time, because I think every hour is 4 seconds, or every hour is 10. I don't know. I'm not sure. It